Live from not D23. It's the Geek Show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me see if this works then. Okay. That was Elon. He had a suggestion for me. Watch this podcast or I'll sue you. Is that how it works?
Sue you into
Tony
oblivion.
First thing you have to do is tell all your advertisers to go F off.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they do, you have to say, I'm going to sue you for not...
How dare you do what I
Tony
told you
Stark.
to do.
And he did the rich man's game, which is I'm going to keep you in court for so long that you'll never have the money to, because that's the game they play. Is they just keep you in court so you have money.
I think he's also very upset because I think Grimes might have won a custody lawsuit.
Oh, well.
It's all right. He's a bigot. He won't acknowledge his trans kid, so he can just F the
I'm
hell
gonna
off.
dead name Twitter until it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to do.
Or you just get off it.
No.
She's going to... No, Rebecca and I are staying until the house is burned down.
I'm there too.
Where else am I gonna see so many clips of Dr. Raygun, the Australian breakdancer?
I know, right?
I'll be there with you guys as well to sift through the ashes.
There are so many of them with the video of the dancer and then the Seinfeld theme behind them.
How did they get on there?
I don't know.
Is that just the best the country had to offer?
I don't know. I did watch the finals of the women's breaking, and it was pretty amazing. Pretty
Please
goddamn
do
amazing.
not show me any clips of the good breakdancers.
Was it better? Was it better than skateboarding? Because my God, people, the Olympics made skateboarding boring.
I know, right?
No.
And I'm watching it going, oh my God, how did you make one of the coolest... Because there's a skate park just down the street from my house. I see cool shit all the time. And then I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, Lord, I feel ancient and old.
Well, and that's the worry with the breaking community. They're worried that the Olympics is... Well, first of all, they're calling it cultural appropriation. And secondly, they're worried that it's going to be boring,
They're going to add Zip Zap Zop next. If you're an improvist, that's pretty funny.
I want Mumbly Peg.
I'm still waiting for hopscotch.
Mumbly Peg is the
ping
Olympic
pong.
sport we all deserve and we'll never see.
Oh, my God. Ping pong? Have you watched the ping pong?
That's insanity.
God damn.
Olympics
it's
ping pong
insane.
is
I know,
intense.
right?
Especially when a guy yells like, shoot a gun, and the ball catches on fire and punches through a guy's head.
He's on our table tennis team. He's Halloween Harry. Spooky time starts now. He's Lee George Cade, everybody.
It does start now. I was at Costco yesterday, and I heard the words, "You're going to make the cutest pirate." And a kid said, "Not cute, evil." And I laughed and said, "Halloween time."
Yes.
Once upon a time, tangent. I complimented a toddler. He was wearing what I call like a grandpa sweater, it's just a very nice, dapper looking sweater. And I said, "Oh my God, I love your grandpa sweater." And he's like, "I'm a little boy." And I'm like, "I like your little boy sweater."
Excuse me.
Man.
Wow. Oh, wow. Dr. Ray Gun's apprentice, Rebecca Frost, is here.
Let's see some
Very
moves.
much looking forward to the live action Lilo and Stitch. I regret to inform
I was
everybody.
going to say that. I knew this was for somebody. I guess it's for Rebecca.
It's for me. It is for me.
Quad T, Ginger Squatch, Too Tall Tony is here.
Hey, yep.
Hi, Tony.
Hi. I watched a few things from the Olympics. That is the end of my story.
What'd you
Okay.
watch?
Mostly swimming stuff.
Did you watch the women's synchronized?
Yes.
No, I
Artistic
saw-
They
swimming.
freaking moonwalked.
Artistic swimming, thank you.
I
They
saw a
freaking
picture
moonwalked.
of that, though. I saw a picture, and there was a swimming suit malfunction, I think, at some point.
Well, my wife was concerned
pretty-
about their swimming suits, wondering
Pretty
how
intense.
they keep them
It
on.
got up there. It got up there.
Yeah.
I saw a thing about this. It's actually partially nude fabric as well that extends much further.
Oh, is there? Okay.
'Cause I saw
couldn't
the
tell
one
from the
swimsuit that
picture. I
looked
was just
like,
wow, okay.
Yeah, I saw the one swimsuit and I was like, how is that not like, ow? How does
I
that
would
not
like-
hurt?
A,
I
how
would
does that
like-
not hurt? And B, where's the black bars? They're not
All of
letting
the,
kids watch this.
All of the things that have been changed from what they used to be to now include the word artistic need to have commentators that are not British or Australian, because they don't say the R, and so they're just like, okay, now we're going to be watching autistic swimming,
Oh,
and you're like, oh, and then they're not autistic.
that's
and
very
I'm-
different.
Autistic ping pong, autistic skateboarding.
and it's just like, no, please say your R's.
Good
You know,
try.
get somebody
other
from
countries.
get a Latin speaking person, be like artistic.
Behold the
You know,
artistic swimming.
yeah, we need the R. It's a completely different
Yes.
word. Thank you, Australia.
I need the R that begins with Robert. Robert is here. How you
Yeah.
doing, Robert
Good
Neal?
morning, all. Welcome back from the East Coast.
Oh, that's right. You were
I was
traveling about.
survived Tropical Storm Debbie's preliminary
yeah.
wrath.
Oh, scary.
I had a friend trapped in Florida last week.
And anybody who was in Florida is trapped in Florida.
That's true.
It is true.
And speaking of which, Jay Whitaker will be joining us when he can. He's got stuff going on.
Did you hear about our host, Carrie Jackson?
I've heard of
I have
him.
heard about this guy.
yeah.
Oh, hi. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. All right.
What's your
heard he-
what are you competing in the Olympics?
Morning radio talk show.
Running a soundboard.
Lawn
Autistic
darts.
running a soundboard.
Lawn darts. I'm in the Olympic lawn dart team.
And now checking in on preliminary couch. It's Carrie Jackson.
But that's how weird the Olympics is. I know we got a lot of D23 stuff to get to. This is how weird the Olympics is. I was fully invested in the hammer throw. I've never watched the
I
hammer
watched
throw.
some shot. I watched some shot put. Shot put was good.
Shot put was good.
And I'm
We
like-
had to look up the weight categories because Rachel just wanted to watch the really large women doing shot put because
Sure.
like
So I'm
they're very
watching.
strong.
I'm watching the hammer throw, and I'm like, I don't know who you are, Yukon Cornelius from Canada, but good on you. You know,
Right? Great job.
Deep cut. Nice.
Did
Anyway.
I mean, if Australians can't say their R's, are we sure it's not actually Australia?
Oh, then it's bake dancing.
Bake, it
I
would
think
be
if
If they
bake
can't say their
dancing.
R's, then it's
I
bake
think it's
dancing.
Australian. We've
Bake
been wrong
dancing
this
is
whole
something
time.
I
I
would
think
watch,
I think the R disappears after a vowel, but not after a
You
consonant.
guys were alienating our Australian audience.
All
Sorry.
6 of them.
We used to have them, and we were the most popular podcast of the Italian Navy for 2 years.
That's true.
I have the mail.
So D23 is happening as we record this. So more stuff I'm sure will be announced after we're done. But we got some really cool stuff so far.
Last night was crazy.
Yeah. We got our first look at the new Star Wars movie, Mandalorian and Grogu. And again, if you can find the footage online and you have a mind to, watch it because it keeps getting pulled down. So far, Disney, the only thing they're letting us see is the Agatha trailer and the Skeleton Crew trailer. Everything else keeps getting pulled down. So good luck
Stuff
finding
like
it.
if you go to their YouTube channel, like Marvel's Disney channel or Marvel's YouTube channel and like Disney's YouTube channel, like those what they have officially released is like, here's what we want you to see.
Yeah. The stuff
Just
I was
like,
watching
man.
was the stuff I was watching was taken on somebody's phone and then put on the internet. But still, it was some pretty exciting stuff. This Mandalorian and Grogu footage was. I mean, it started out with footage that we've seen from the series, and then it went completely crazy. I think they're going to Hoth.
I think so too. And I really hate to admit that anytime that little green bastard shows up, I'm like, yeah, okay.
The first surprise is the return of the Razor Crest, which was destroyed, as we know.
Oh, good, because the Razor Crest is so much cooler than his little Naboo fighter.
Shut your whore
How
mouth.
dare you,
I'm
Tony?
saying it.
Go
I'm
to the
saying it.
Shots
corner.
fired. Oh,
No,
my.
no, no. That little Naboo fighter is neat, but it is not practical. It is not practical for long distance star travel. He needs the Razor Crest.
The only problem with that little starfighter is when they accidentally call it Nubian because they should know better.
What's a Nubian?
But then we get another shot in another place, and we got Zeb from Rebels live action piloting a ship. Then we cut to the Mandalorian entering a base alone. It's an ice world, could be Hoth. Grogu crawls through some tunnels. There are Imperial mouse droids. We get some fast shots of classic Imperial snowtroopers. You remember them from Empire? One of my favorite stormtrooper costumes. Again, giving the Hoth vibes. We cut to the Mandalorian climbing on top of an AT-ST and running it through the snow. riding on top of it. Actually,
Yeah, it looks like a robot tauntaun.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's something a lot of Mandalorians are doing now. Ever since Boba Fett rode that Rancor, they're like, it's now an Olympic event for Mandalorians. Is
Ride a
riding.
creature.
Artistic
'Cause at
robot
one point,
riding.
yeah, because Grogu's going to ride a Wampa.
I hope.
It's
It
pronounced
was
Rancor.
really nice to see Grogu like doing something, like crawling through the Dutch like Die Hard style.
So Din and the Walker then fall down a hill, and at the bottom of the hill, they are then lying at the feet of two full-size AT-AT walkers.
Yay! Yay!
So, and that got me, I have to admit it, kind of excited to see all that shit.
I regret to
be
inform
hot.
you, I'm a little bit hyped.
I know, right?
Okay, so I'm going to be a bubble burster for a slight second here.
Love it.
We've seen the Mandalorian. We've seen Din and Grogu on another ice planet. I don't know what it was called, but
With the spiders.
with the spiders.
I
Yes.
was thinking about
right.
that too, Rob, but I think all of the remnants...
Hush, Tony. Hush. Hush.
All the remnants of the Stormtrooper stuff makes me think it could be Hoth, because
They did
why
take
would
over
they
the
have,
planet, yeah.
Why would they have all that other stuff in this
And
random ice cave planet?
we're in the peak time of, hey, remember the things you love?
That is true.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Now, the final footage was Grogu in a small cockpit of some kind of ship with two Babu Fricks on each side of him. You know, the true heroes of Star Wars.
Stupid little green bastard getting me excited
there-
for the movie.
Was there any sign of the true hero of the Mandalorian saga, though? R5D4?
Timothy Elephant?
R5D4 was not seen, I'm sorry.
Because, I mean, they would have been screwed that last season if R5D4 hadn't been there.
They did redeem him. I love that.
Yeah.
May 22nd, 2026 is when Mandalorian and Grogu will be hitting us.
Same time as Fantastic Four. So Pedro Pascal is going to have a busy time.
Busy fella.
Forget Last of Us Part 2 coming out next year, too.
Now, the Skeleton Crew trailer we got, I know Rebecca's kind of excited for this.
Why?
Because of the little elephant boy in there,
Max Weibo?
Max Weibo.
I'm so excited for all the people who forget that Star Wars was originally a kids' movie.
I know,
Well, hang
right?
on. I didn't know the kids existed in Star Wars outside of the Skywalker children. So this is really
Oh,
no
weird
kids
to
There's
me.
that one kid in the stables in the
So-
Yeah.
Last
Tony,
Jedi.
the
I didn't know kids
I-
were allowed.
I understand your mistake. Like, if you watched Episode 3, you think that Anakin killed all the children, but
Yeah,
that was
they're all
just
dead.
the younglings in the temple. Oh. That wasn't all the children in
That
the
was just
galaxy.
Jedi children.
Yeah.
So
Live and
it's the whole plot of this is kids lost in a galaxy far, far away.
It's
That's
the
the plot.
Goonies. It's the
It's-
Goonies, but
yeah.
Star Wars, and Jude
Goonies
Law
in
is there.
You got Tom Holland's Spider-Man director John Watts is behind this. He also did Planet of the Apes movies.
This is a show, though, right? Or is it a movie?
Series.
This is a show.
Series, okay.
Yeah, starts December 3rd. And there's a lot of good directors. We've got one of the guys from Everything Everywhere All at Once is directing an episode.
Cool. One of the Daniels.
We've got David Lowery from The Green Knight directing an episode.
Oh, he's good.
You know, but Jude Law is the star, and you know, you can see that one.
Is
I'm
Disney
excited for it.
Is Disney poaching A24 directors? Is that what's going on here?
They
you
tend to
imagine?
do that. Yeah.
Do I need to have seen the Goonies to understand?
You've never seen The
Skeleton Crew?
Goonies?
Are you surprised?
There's-
I shouldn't be, but I am for some reason.
I've seen
mean-
parts of the Goonies.
I think you go.
It's
oh,
all
you
right.
guys, The Goonies is a lot of fun. Come on now.
It's okay.
I call it the Screaming Kid movie, but anyway.
If you were a kid the first time
Yeah.
you see it, it's fantastic. If you're an
Well, that was
adult,
me.
if you're an adult or older, say when it came out,
Yeah.
you're gonna go, God, I hate children.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Now, this is our time down here. Come on now. This is our time. It's the Goonies time.
See,
Another-
I recognize the quote.
Another bit of footage that we got, and again, try to find this because it was actually interesting. I've been poo-pooing this whole project
Carrie, same.
up until I saw the footage that I saw.
Same.
Evan Peters apparently is co-starring. They're kind of downplaying it because of the whole Jude Law, or not Jude Law. The
Other guy.
Jesus, the other guy, Jared Leto.
30 Seconds to Mars, dude.
Thank you. But Evan Peters and Jared Leto apparently are going to be sharing time. There's some great footage out there if you can find it. So But the big announcement really was, I thought that they couldn't do better than Daft Punk for the soundtrack.
I don't think they're doing better here. I think they're doing equally as good.
I agree with you,
Okay,
Tony.
all right.
I think they are
Oh.
doing the best with what they have available.
That Tron 2 soundtrack is amazing.
Oh,
It really
it's
is.
top tier.
But-
top tier.
9 Inch Nails getting back together for the Tron 3 soundtrack.
Fantastic.
But also notice it's not Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. It's
Right.
9 Inch Nails.
Yep.
So I think it'll have more. I don't know. It'll have
It'll
a more
be more-
distinct sound.
It'll be more Trent than anything. But we also get a look at the dude. Kevin Flynn is at the end of the footage. He's there. So if you
yes,
can
Tony.
find, yes,
Is Kevin Flynn Jeff Bridges' character?
yeah, that's the dude.
So Jeff Bridges is going to be in this
Yes,
movie. Okay, well, I'm in. That's all you had to say.
He will be there. Gillian Anderson is there.
Oh, that's cool too.
Yeah, there's light cycles.
It's Tron in real
Yeah.
world.
But in the real world, yeah, exactly.
They've
It looks really fun.
They've been teasing that since the first movie. That
But
was
they
one of
also
the.
did it in the second movie.
Yeah, at
in
the very
Legacy.
end,
Oh.
Cora came out. Is her
and
name Cora?
right,
Yeah.
I think so. Olivia Wilde, yeah.
Yeah, is she
I
going to be in this one?
No,
no.
Oh,
I did like in the Tron trailer because I saw it. They showed Jared Leto, and the first question somebody asks him is, "What are you?" And I think that's what we should be asking Jared Leto every time.
yeah. What
just
are
in
you?
general.
What are you?
Okay,
Yeah.
did you guys ever watch the Tron
Yes.
animated series that was on?
Yep.
It
With
was
Elijah Wood.
It was good.
It was
It
good.
was way better than it had any right to be. Actually,
True. So
Is
yeah,
that Resistance?
Uprising. I think.
Uprising.
Uprising.
That's
Yeah.
Yep.
So go and look for the footage if you can find it. Again, something that I didn't think that I was interested in. Turns out I might be. There was some Pixar announcements. They are making Incredibles 3. That's
yeah.
all we know. They just
enough.
I
announced
don't
that
have
they're gonna
those
do that.
pictures.
That's
It's Frozone's turn to shine. Oh wait,
I would 100% watch a Frozone movie. Absolutely.
But they also announced that they're doing a series for Disney Plus that takes place between Inside Out 1 and Inside Out 2. They also announced something called Elio, which is a sci-fi adventure film. They announced Toy Story 5, of course, which we knew.
That's enough.
Yeah,
That's two more than necessary.
I mean, Pixar is quite busy making all the money
Well,
right now.
because they had a perfect ending in Toy Story 3 when they all went off the conveyor belt into the fire.
they made me
that was
cry,
the end,
and
right?
for what?
They burned up, and that was
They
the end.
burned
Burned
up.
up.
And
Andy
now there's
said,
no more
I
toys."
didn't want them anymore anyway.
Yeah.
And
It's time to put away childish things.
The
you shut your mouth, Rebecca.
Heartless over here.
they re-showed the Fantastic Four footage, which they showed at Comic-Con. I finally got to see that again through someone's phone, but it was really cool. Lee, I thought of you immediately when I was watching this, just going, this is what we've been waiting for, I think.
I love the Roger Corman movie. Nothing's going to replace that.
I'm sorry.
Glove,
What?
glove on a stick.
Yep.
Stretch.
Did I say third favorite Commodore? I meant fifth.
Yeah, no. I'm the Commodore they replaced very early on in the band.
The footage that they are allowing you to see from Marvel is the Agatha All Along. There's a new trailer. Mephisto confirmed. That's all I'll say.
What?
I've fallen for that 15 times.
Okay. We'll
All right.
see.
But the stuff that they didn't want us to see that they're holding back, I managed to get a look at. First of all, Daredevil Born Again. There's a considerable amount of footage shot. And there is a Daredevil villain named Muse, which shows up.
Yes.
And his costume is right out of the comics. Perfect.
First name Jason.
I was thinking the band.
But they also announced that they're starting on season 2 for Daredevil Born Again as well. And I think I saw the Rose in the trailer. If you're a Daredevil fan, you know the Rose.
I want
which
them
is-
to recut the first Avengers movie so that all of the Defenders were like on a rooftop fighting Chitauri. Just for a split second.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Just for a split second. Just acknowledge it.
And have Daredevil in there just quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not getting new Jessica Jones, which sucks, but we are getting a Jessica Jones crime novel.
Oh,
I don't have the details for it, but I saw it was announced.
One thing
Aren't they ruling them all into Daredevil now? Just as like
Slowly.
secondary
I mean, the
characters?
Punisher is going to show up in
And I know
see-
she's been seen on set.
Yeah, they didn't show
Yeah.
that in the footage I saw, but she has
Okay.
been seen on set. Also, another thing that was in the footage was Daredevil apparently has a whole bunch of costumes. And,
Oh, he's Batman now.
How
Corey.
does
he's Batman
he?
now.
How does he see what's the difference is?
The textures are
between
different,
them?
Rebecca. Different
Come on.
fabrics.
Come on.
Now, wait a minute. Superheroes are allowed to have more than one costume.
I know, right?
Superman is not allowed to have more than one costume. Why
How
will I
Daredevil
know
get
with
more than
him?
one costume?
Obviously, you weren't buying Batman the Animated Series figures from Kenner because he had 1,000 of them.
He did.
A barbecue time Batman.
They also showed a good minute and a half of the Ironheart series. Again, if you can find the footage, it's actually kind of exciting. I'm again something that I wasn't sure about, but now I'm looking forward to. But the most exciting thing that they showed was a good 2 minutes of Captain America: Brave New World. Ooh. And it's got some footage that we've seen already, but a lot of footage that we haven't. And it is confirmed that Harrison Ford is in fact the Red Hulk.
Well, and
Because
apparently they are getting so good at this particular Hulk technology because it does look like Harrison Ford.
Yeah, the face. We finally get a good look at the Hulk's face, and it's goddamn Harrison Ford.
I hope that's what they call it inside when they're working on it in the CGI. Hulk technology.
Yeah.
How's our Hulk technology coming
But
along?
again, it just got me even more excited for this movie.
It looks good. It really harkens back to like Winter Soldier.
It really
era.
does. It's got those spy
I'm in.
feels,
I was
007
already in.
feels. Yeah. Anyway, so that was D23 for now. I'm sure stuff's going to break while we're doing this and sometime tonight, so keep your eyes open. One trailer we did get this week that I'm actually kind of excited for is Jason Reitman's Saturday Night movie trailer. This is, apparently, if I'm reading this correctly, this movie is 90 minutes long, and it's the 90 minutes before the very first episode.
Oh,
Interesting.
I'm
brilliant
really
idea.
hoping the movie ends with Chevy Chase going live from New York at Saturday night.
That would be very cool. That
Right.
would be
Was-
very cool.
Who was the first host? Was it?
George Carlin.
It was Carlin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
But from what I've seen, they don't seem to be really putting any focus or attention
really.
on George Carlin.
It's more
Mostly
of,
just like the behind the scenes cast
Yeah.
stuff.
it's more of a cast and especially Lorne Michaels story.
The guy they got playing Lorne Michaels is spot on.
His name is Gabriel LaBelle. And then there's Dick Ebersol, played by Cooper Hoffman. But what's interesting is that this movie is going to premiere on October 11th, and that was the anniversary, 1975. October 11th was the first episode of Saturday Night
Oh,
Live.
wow.
But you've got all the cast there. You've got Dylan O'Brien as... there's a great part. Dan Aykroyd is Dylan O'Brien. Where Don Pardo, the announcer for Saturday Night Live, is rehearsing the names. And he's, and Dana, how the fuck do you say that name? Don Pardo.
Who's this chubby Wolverine guy in the front
That is
here?
Belushi.
Jim Belushi.
That is John Belushi, played by Matt
John
Wood.
Belushi.
Lamorne Morris as Garrett Morris, who looks so much like him, it's frightening. They must be related. Corey Michael Smith, who you've seen before as Chevy Chase. Matt Wood as John Belushi. Ella Hunt as Gilda Radner. You can see her right there. Emily Fairn as Lorraine Newman, and Kim Matula as Jane Curtin. You've got Matthew Rise as George Carlin. Jim Henson is going to be in this because you remember the first episodes of Saturday Night Live had Jim Henson and his Muppets, which none
Really
of the cast
weird.
was happy about.
No, and they were so weird.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe is in it. Let's see. J.K. Simmons as Milton Berle.
What? Okay.
I know, right?
You have piqued my interest.
I know. John Baptiste as Billy Preston.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm in for that.
Naomi McPherson as Janice Ian. It's going to be. I mean, I'm a Saturday Night Live geek, so I'm really excited about this. So
I'm just trying to
Original, not
imagine.
ready for primetime players.
yeah,
I'm just trying to imagine the teeth they're going to give J.K. Simmons to play Milton Berle.
The teeth? Is that the only prosthetic?
Well, that's the one my brain is hyper focused on for some reason.
Because you know the legends of Milton Berle, don't you?
No, what? Hung like a horse or something?
Pole vaulter?
Apparently it's like a walking stick is what.
Him and Willem Dafoe can duke it out.
Like a French pole vaulter, yeah. Like what Rob
Anyway.
Good.
We got more news, but let's do some quick housekeeping here. Of course, geekshowgotthiscovered.com. That's our Patreon. You can see, you get the after party, which we do right after this show. And it's just more of us talking about stuff and watching trailers and all of that. We also have, I've got some videos that I'm sending your way, a couple of Time Closet videos. Some Doctor Doom related stuff and some Star Wars toys related stuff coming. And the only place you can see those is on our Patreon, geekshowgotthiscovered.com. Geekshow.store is still up for now. We're going to be changing that very soon. So get your stuff while you can. And finally, our friend Sarah, who has been returning champion on this show quite a few times, Rebecca explained this to us. She was in a car accident.
Yeah, so welcome to the Bummer News Corner. So Sarah on Wednesday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon was hit head on by a guy driving a truck, and we assume he was drunk. He refused a breathalyzer and a blood draw. So she was hit head on. Her dog was in the car too. Her dog's okay. But she has a shattered pelvis, a broken foot, and 5 broken ribs, and a long, long, long road of recovery ahead of her. Yeah. So, if you know me or if you know Sarah or watch the show, I can guarantee she's made you laugh at least once.
Absolutely.
So, if you can contribute anything to her GoFundMe, that would be profoundly appreciated. But you can't keep a bad bitch down. And so she's alive and well. I talked to her on Thursday, and you would never have guessed that she was in surgery all day, but
really,
yeah.
Oxycodone's a hell of a thing.
Yeah. Her mom is sending me updates every day. And, me and her sister are working on putting together some kind of fundraiser. So you'll probably be hearing more from me about that in the future.
We'll be retweeting that stuff on the Geek Show account. You can also follow Gross Rebecca at Twitter, and she'll be posting updates. I guess we just go to GoFundMe and look for supporting Sarah's recovery. Is that?
Yeah. And then we'll have a link in the show description.
It's already there. It's already
it is?
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So help out Sarah. She's certainly made us all laugh. So
she's dear to us. Please help
Indeed.
her out. I hate it when shitty things happen to good people, and she's one of the best people that I've had the pleasure of meeting. So
indeed. All right. Let's get back to news then. During a recent interview, because we were all wondering about Sean Levy, because he was going to be doing Avengers, and then got the Russos showed
He got
up.
Russo'd.
He got Russo'd. But Sean Levy confirmed that his upcoming Star Wars movie is being written with specific actors in mind, he said.
Oh, so Ryan Reynolds?
Maybe, I don't know.
I want me a Deadpool cameo in the Star Wars universe.
That
Come
would
on
be
now.
fun. He said to the interviewer, "Wow, you're asking the right questions, sort of, yes. Please don't ask a follow-up to that one." He also added that he wants the film not to feel redundant to the world of Star Wars.
Oh, so no Skywalker stuff?
Exactly.
How
Because
would
I'll say the experience of crafting the story has forced me to think about that question, because there's only so many times that Star Wars movies can revisit the same section of timeline. And so it's really forced me, because I don't want to do a Star Wars movie that is redundant to others, nor am I interested in doing one that has to serve another movie.
I like this.
That's some
Well,
promising stuff.
That's why the sequel trilogy was so critical, and such a shame that the 9th movie couldn't stick the landing, because that time frame and the time frame leading up to it, like we see 5 years after Return of the Jedi with the current stuff on D+, and then, the Last Jedi is about 25, 30 years later. That whole period of time is perfectly ripe for exploring, but it left such a bad taste in so many people's mouths that I don't know how they're going to approach it again without, I don't know, but they seem to be going back to Age of Ultron and fixing that, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to be furious if they make an Old Republic or High Republic movie starring Ryan Reynolds. I don't want that.
I have a pitch for a Star Wars TV series that I think would please
Yeah?
just about everyone.
Let's hear it.
And it just takes place between A New Hope and Empire. It's the adventures of Luke and Han and Leia. It was called the Marvel Star Wars comic from the 70s.
Yeah.
Familiar? Anyone? All right.
Yeah.
I have one that was inspired by my time playing the Star Wars customizable card game called Aunt Beru and some Jawas take on the Death Star.
I would watch the hell out of that. Anyway, in other news, this game Until Dawn. Anyone?
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 game?
It's getting a remake too right now.
It is.
PlayStation 5.
But they're also making a movie.
Yeah.
They've locked down a lot of the principal cast. The film has added 3 more to the call sheet, the big name being Peter Stormare. Now, the reason this is interesting is because he, in the game, played Dr. Hill, a therapist who appeared in between chapters to analyze the players' choices and their fears. And the Hollywood Reporter is claiming that that's the role that he is going to be playing. He'll be psychoanalyzing a new set of characters. And they're all a bunch of people that you may have seen but not heard of. Maia Mitchell, Belmont Camelli from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, I had no idea what this game was until I looked it up, and
Oh.
now I do know what this game is.
Yeah.
David S.
I have a
Sandberg
question.
is directing. Yes?
And this could be my white people blindness, but why does he look like Dabney Coleman in that first picture?
He does, kind of. Specifically, Dabney Coleman from Modern Problems, the Chevy Chase movie.
Yes.
All right.
Boy,
Anyway,
these are old references.
I
know.
don't understand them.
Modern Problems is actually kind of a fun Chevy Chase movie. I mean,
Yes,
I
it
don't,
is.
I
Chevy
don't-
Chase with superpowers. That's all
Yeah.
I got to say.
I don't usually recommend Chevy Chase films, but I enjoyed that one.
So Peter Stormare is one of those actors for me that, in my opinion, doesn't get enough credit. Like, he's a character actor. All of his roles are a little weird,
Yeah.
but they're always so much fun. He's one of those actors that if I see he's in a movie or a show, I'm like, I'll probably watch that just because I like Peter Stormare.
Well, he scared the hell out of me in Fargo. And
Yeah.
he also was hilarious in Lebowski. We're nihilists, Lebowski. We don't care about nothing.
Was he the Revenant in season 5?
No,
No, that was a
see the
different guy.
original Fargo.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
movie.
Sorry.
He's been acting for 30 years.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, he's
you
been
can
around
go way
forever.
back.
Oh,
you know.
Nacho Libre.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that is just. I mean, he was in Armageddon. He was the Russian astronaut in Armageddon
Yeah.
that they pick up out of the space
Yes.
station.
He's, he's never a lead. He's always
He's always a supporting character actor,
Supporting
and he always does a great job.
and he's always a weirdo. Yeah.
I
That
love it.
sounds like you're describing my career.
Ay, ay, ay.
We can identify with that, Lee.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. just the side character. Just a weirdo.
In Evil Dead news, during a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly, Bruce Campbell said that an animated version of Evil Dead is currently in the works.
That's a good medium for it, I think.
And he basically said that he could voice Ash all day long, mainly because his voice hasn't changed, unlike his body. But he-
Which they played
it,
with
Bruce.
in
Preach it.
Ash versus Evil Dead beautifully.
yeah,
on
that
the
was a
series.
fun. That was a fun
It was
series.
a good series.
I enjoyed it. But he said that they're working on a animated series of some kind. So
I love the deal that Sam Raimi basically gave him for the hell of Evil Dead 1, where he basically said, I own Evil Dead, but you own Ash. And so ever since then, everything they've done that involves Ash, they have to get permission to use his character in any way, shape, or form from him, which means he gets the payday, not the studio,
Nice.
not Raimi. So kind of cool.
speaking of cartoons, and this is more Warner Brothers.
Boo. Boo. David Zaslav's never made a good decision in his life.
No, he is not. This week, Warner completely wiped the Cartoon Network website. There used to be an archive full of clips and episodes and all kinds of stuff. Teen Titans Go, Adventure Time, all of that. It's just gone.
Did Trump put him in charge of Warner Brothers like he put that one guy in charge of the Postal Service?
Sure
Seems
feels
like
Yeah.
it.
Tear it down and destroy it?
And when you click on there, it says, looking for one of your favorite Cartoon Network shows? Check out what's available to stream on Max. Subscription required.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't wanna.
Yeah. Sign up for Max, where you can create a kid's profile with ratings, restrictions, and additional privacy protections to keep it fun and kid-friendly.
Man, now we
Cheesy
can't watch.
Pete's.
Now we can't watch Gumball for free.
Yeah.
I
Also-
started watching Gumball a couple weeks ago.
It's
That show's
great.
crazy.
Now,
My dogs love it.
Boomerang was a cable channel for the longest time, and then that got pulled.
Yeah.
And it was a website. Up until last week, it's getting scrubbed at the end of the month, moving its library and subscribers to Max. I don't think you're going to be able to find those classic cartoons on Max when they say that they're going to be there.
No.
I just don't.
What if I wanted to
Doubtful.
revisit Cow and Chicken?
Exactly. You're screwed. You're screwed. So
What if I wanted to revisit Snagglepuss and then follow that
Comic
up with
book
an
shop.
all night one? I don't want the comic book shop. I want the voice actors. I want the animation. I mean, I can look at the
Stage
still
left.
picture, but and then follow it up with an all night Johnny Quest bender.
Yeah.
Where am I supposed to watch Johnny Bravo?
You won't. All right. Now, we're going to get into some spoiler territory. And the only reason I'm doing this is because it's everywhere. I mean, the whole Deadpool Wolverine thing, it's like there's no secrets anymore. It's like they've gotten all the money and they don't care anymore. Oh, there he is. All right.
I'm only interrupting because this is very relevant, Carrie. Tech brings up in the chat that
What's that?
Yar Me Hearties
Yeah.
is always an option.
Get you a VPN.
Let
For,
the eye patch and digital parrot
Yeah,
materialize.
yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yep.
Sail the high seas.
Wesley Snipes has broken 2 Guinness records. Now, when we were talking earlier about Wolverine, we said he's been in 10 movies, and we thought that's pretty impressive. But then they got looking at it, and they went, surely Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier has been playing the same character the longest. No.
Oh.
This is the record breaking. With his appearance in Deadpool and Wolverine as Blade,
What?
he is the
Yeah.
person to hold the longest career as a live-action Marvel character.
Damn, I
Because
almost made it 3
98?
weeks.
Yeah.
Wasn't 98 when
It
the
was
first one came
98.
out?
Yep. He beat Hugh Jackman, with Snipes coming in at 25 years and 240 days after he first played Blade. Jackman had his first outing in 2000 in X-Men. Was expected to take the record from Patrick Stewart for Professor Xavier, but here we are with Blade. So yeah, he's officially broken a record. I'm sure the IRS will
Just
be on
pay
the
your
phone.
taxes. Just pay your taxes.
I was wondering when the tax jokes were coming.
Oh man, I keep thinking about Ryan Reynolds talking about Blade 3, where it was Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
And he just kept talking about how you just see the smoke puffing out of the bottom of his door of his trailer.
Well, one of the things, the interview with Wesley Snipes right around the time Deadpool and Wolverine released, was he was talking about, he was like, so I hear that you and Ryan Reynolds didn't quite get along on set. And he's like, I honestly, no, not that much. And we didn't have a lot of scenes together and stayed apart most of the time, but I didn't get Ryan Reynolds. So fast forward 20 years and watching him do his Deadpool thing, and I got it.
Yeah.
And he said, so when Ryan called him and said, hey, I've got a thing that I don't know if we can make happen or not, but if it does, are you in? He's like, when he told me, I was like, look, if you can make it happen, I'm there. And, you know, the rest
yeah.
is cinema history.
Yeah.
He's always down to appear as Blade. Remember when he showed up in What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
That's awesome.
And finally, this. Take this news how you will. According to an article I found online from a source that I'm 60-40 with as far as accuracy, Netflix has, quote, quietly canceled Zack Snyder's planned Army of the Dead universe.
Amen lights.
All
Oh,
films,
no.
animated series.
I liked his Army of the Dead movie.
I did
Well.
too, Lee. Thank you. I
Yeah.
thought it was fun.
It was
His
like
Dawn
the
of the
only
Dead
Zack
was
Snyder
great.
movie. It
His
was.
Dawn of the
This,
Dead was great.
this is the only Zack
gotta
Snyder movie
redirect-
I've liked since
think-
Legend of Ga'Hoole.
They gotta Direct that attention and funds to the next Rebel Moon director's cut.
Oh, I think they're going to cancel that soon.
I
too.
think
probably
that's
done.
what happened was they saw the underwhelming response to Rebel Moon and went, "Are we in the Zack Snyder
Guarantee.
business? Maybe we
Guarantee.
shouldn't be."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Zack Snyder's movie style. It was when it was at its height. I think it was partly a result or a factor of the times. The media at the time loved that kind of stuff, and the zeitgeist has kind of moved on from that type of directing and filmmaking, and so his stuff just doesn't hit like it used to because not nobody, but the audience isn't there for it anymore because his directing style hasn't really changed at all in like 20 years. You know what I mean? And so if he wants to get relevant again in a good way, he's going to have to change. You know,
Do another Gahul movie.
I've been in editing.
Go ahead, Lee. Sorry.
I've been in an editing boot camp class literally all month, and the instructor this last week is a WB editor. He's worked on a lot of movies, and he brings up Zack Snyder and Guillermo del Toro constantly because he's like, Zack Snyder's a guy who had a system that worked, and he hasn't changed it, and because of that, he's aged himself out of Hollywood. Whereas del Toro is constantly revisiting, constantly tweaking, reiterating. And he's like, if you want to see a phenomenal cinematographer, watch a Zack Snyder movie. The guy knows how to catch a shot. But he needs editors. He needs writers. He needs source material that he can't mess with because on his own, he's just going to go to the fetish well. And by fetish, I don't mean the kinky stuff. I just mean the stuff that's in his head that he wants to see.
Yep.
And it's just going to be over and over and over. Rebel Moon's a prime case of that. I like Star Wars, but I can't make it. So I made it anyway.
Yeah.
All right. What did we consume this week? Let's get to that. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
We can Rochambeau for it.
That's paper, rock, scissors. Rochambeau is very different.
Okay.
Rob wins.
You go first.
Rob wins? Okay.
Yeah, only because I've got to move kind of quickly on this. Still reading Suburban Dicks by Fabian Nicieza. Finally figured out who's doing what in this book, and it's making more sense. The lead character that I mentioned last week, that I couldn't figure out what they were doing, they're a profiler, and they're profiling a murder mystery in small town New Jersey.
Dicks.
Toys, because it is me.
Yes.
Finally got my G.I. Joe Doc.
Oh, look at that.
The second black G.I. Joe figure ever made from the 80s. And he knows medicine. Let's see. Video stuff I've watched this week. Watched Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yay.
And it was good. Watched Olympics, and they were mostly good. Unless you're talking breakdancing, then there's some questions.
For a different reason.
For many different reasons. Still watching, going through season 3 of My Hero Academia with my kids. And that's fun. They also introduced me to one called Black Clover, which
Amazing.
is interesting.
Yes.
We've done one episode so far. There are a few we'll they decided we'll go back and let you start watching this again with us, and we'll watch it with you.
It grows on you over time.
Fair enough. Look, Delicious in Dungeon did, so I will take your word on that. Also, the big one. I had a lot of time on an airplane this week, so I watched a few episodes of Batman Caped Crusader. Holy Mother of God. If you're a Batman fan, and I'm not the biggest Batman fan, but if you're a Batman fan, check this show out. It's on Amazon. All 10 episodes have dropped. Worth your time.
Yeah. It's just amazing to me that HBO didn't want it. I'm just watching this going, what? You said no
Why
to
not?
this?
Yeah.
Just the pedigree on that show.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The cast.
I mean, you've got
Yeah,
Tim, you've got Bruce Timm back again behind the scenes. Ed Brubaker as showrunner and executive producer. The guy they've got
solid episodes.
The guy they've got doing Batman and Bruce Wayne's voice sounds like the spiritual successor to Kevin Conroy.
Yep.
And like Jay said, I didn't know I was here for a chubby Alfred or a female penguin, but I'm in.
It's Minnie Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
really?
so good. Yeah,
And
Driver
Christina
as
Ricci is
Penguin.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
Quick comics hits.
Yes.
Absolute Power #2. Things go from bad to, we're really sorry what's happening to you guys, heroes, but go to jail. Gotcha Man #2, because Battle of the Planets in the Gotcha Man. A little bit of nostalgia there, so check this out. Fun one. I wasn't sure about this one, but I'm a bit of a fan of the Gotham City Sirens take on Catwoman, Harley, and Poison Ivy.
Who's
And they're
writing
setting
that?
This is, I think it's Rainbow Williams.
Oh, okay.
And it's setting up an interesting little mystery, but it's fun because it's a very strange take on things because, Gotham, why not?
Yay.
Space Ghost number 4. Now, growing up, I don't remember a lot of episodes like in reruns with Zorak in it, and seeing him in Space Ghost Coast to Coast, not threatening.
No.
Yeah, no. Evil.
Yeah.
Straight up, no question, evil,
Yeah.
capital E.
Now, see, the cover you have is the animated series versions
Yes.
of these characters. Inside, the art is much different. And
me grab a
there were
quick-
only a couple of Zorak episodes in the original series, and he was
Good shot.
he was somewhat menacing. But boy,
Oh, no, they
the
caught
guy doing
all of
this
that in
comic-
this.
the guy doing this comic has decided that Zorak is absolutely the most frightening
Insane.
thing. Yeah,
That's Zorak right there in the
there.
bottom.
yeah.
Ooh, he's creepy.
He's not playing a keyboard for you on your talk show.
He'll play a keyboard on your rib cage.
And lastly, Avengers 17, where somebody new joins the team.
Oh, Storm! Look at that.
Ooh.
That's some
Nice.
fine art. I like that.
And that's my week in consumption.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You have consumption?
So there's 3 movies that are out this week. Cuckoo, starring Hunter Schafer, which is a horror movie. I haven't seen it yet. It Ends With Us. I have not seen it yet, but I do want to give everyone a heads up for It Ends With Us. It is not a fun romance movie like it is being marketed. It is about domestic violence. And so
Oh.
a lot of people have been
That's very different.
caught off guard.
Yeah.
And I hate to use the word triggered, but like it is kind of triggering. It's based on a book by Colleen Hoover, who is like, she got famous on TikTok. The book Bad. I haven't read it, but I feel confident enough to say, hey, book Bad. But yeah, It Ends With That. I just wanted to give a heads up. Like, there's domestic violence in it. I also haven't seen it yet. And Borderlands, I have not seen that yet either. I don't know that I want to. It is
I
on
have, to see,
track.
I have to see it this week.
It
As
is on track
need to see
to
the train
open
crash.
with $10 million
Yeah.
domestically, and the budget was $115 million. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
It
to go
opened
see
with
this
0
train wreck.
stars or 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I've yet
And-
to see a
and-
good review.
I think it's up to 7% on
Oh.
Rotten.
Where was Madam Web? Just for comparison.
Oh, the Madam Web scale.
I
don't
did
know.
see a response on Twitter. Someone said, "Well, Madam Web isn't the worst movie I've seen this year."
My favorite tweet about it though was a picture of a broken car window that said, "I left my 2 Borderlands tickets in my car. Somebody broke into my car and left 4 more tickets." For
I did not expect this movie to be good, but I was kind of hoping it would be. So
I love
can't-
Well,
Kate.
here's-
I love Kate
I
Blanchett.
can't wait to see how
you know,
terrible it is.
Well, here's the thing. Originally, you had Craig Mazin who wrote this script. Craig Mazin, Chernobyl, The Last of Us,
Oh,
superhero
what?
movie.
Yeah.
And it got so bad when Eli Roth took over that Craig Mazin took his name off of it and wanted nothing to do with it.
Let Eli Roth make movies still. Come on now.
And I also believe Eli Roth left partway through to go work on Thanksgiving.
What?
Anyway, I'm gonna try to go see it this week. We'll see. I don't know. The only thing I did consume was a lot of Veep, and I finished The Vision by Tom King. I finished that series.
And
It was good. I'm not like as enthralled by it like I was the Supergirl series. The artwork was kind of scaly. But yeah, it was depressing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe you
is.
gave that to your friends as a Christmas gift, Carrie.
I
Sometimes
wanted
art-
them to have a little introspection and take a look
A lot
at.
of us grew up on starry-eyed Wonder Vision, so getting this take on Vision is kind of refreshing.
Yeah, like it was good. I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5. That's how I felt about it.
Rebecca, I would advise you, if you have not looked at it, to take a look at Tom King's Wonder Woman run. currently.
Honestly, next on my list.
Ah,
Nice.
And hopefully it'll be his run. I think finishes with issue 12, which should be out in the next couple of weeks. So
Cool. Oh, cool.
you should be able to get the entire run of it.
Cool. Anyway, that's all I had.
All right. Who's next?
I can go very quickly.
All right. Lee?
Okay. One of my favorite movies of 1999 was The Talented Mr. Ripley with.
Oh, really?
It's a phenomenal movie, and it's interesting because I hated Matt Damon with a passion, and then I saw that movie and it's like, oh, he's a good actor. But prior to that, it was
Matt Damon.
well, it's a long story. You can
Matt
actually read
Damon.
my web comic, Why I Hate Matt Damon. It's a 15-part series. We share a birthday, and he stole my destiny.
Oh,
So screw him.
this makes
Olympics,
sense,
a varied seesaw. Like there were some parts I really feel like it all depends on what you like. We mostly like gymnastics. That was mostly over last week. So now we're just like desperately searching for things to watch. But mostly I like to watch the little graphics on the banners because sometimes it looks like people are having naughty time when they're not. And it's just fun. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a fantastic movie. It's also funny watching Freya Allen grow up from season 1 of The Witcher to
Yep.
now. And I'm glad when they probably posted for the character, they said, "Can you ride a horse?" And she's like, "Haha, watch me." She's been doing it a while. I watched Justice League Isekai, and I need to give it more room because, unfortunately, I watched a different WB animated series that kind of blew it out of the water for me, and Isekai just kind of felt like it was treading water. I'm going to revisit it in 6 months when it's had some time to breathe,
Oh, okay.
and not be the other product, which was Batman Caped Crusader, which it's not. There's so many people saying that it can't get out of the shadow of the animated series, and I don't believe that's the case because it's its own entity. It just happens to have the same
That style.
designer. And in some cases, I feel like he actually went a little too safe with some of his designs. Like,
I agree.
I felt like Two-Face was a little uninspired.
I agree.
And-
How about Clayface?
Clayface, I loved the
Okay.
Clayface episode. That whole 19. Who's the actor that they based Two-Face off of? Just a notorious 1930s, 1940s horror villain actor, and grounding that character in that. I loved some of the changes they made with some of the characters. Absolutely inspired what they did with Catwoman and with Harley Quinn. Loved the storyline involving Two-Face. Loved the stinger at the very end because if that character that they tease at the very end of the first season goes the route I think they're going to go, which is that 1940s route, we're going to see that character in a way that hasn't been seen in 80 years.
Is it
Yeah.
Batmite? Is it Batmite?
Yeah, it's Batmite. It's thoroughly Batmite.
Sweet.
And then I can't wait for Tony to get through it because the Carnival episode, I believe, has a solid 5 cameos
I'm watching
of
that this week.
of characters that have bigger parts later. So,
Yeah.
but then that got me a little nostalgic for this, the Long Halloween from
Oh,
Jeff Loeb and Tim
boy,
Sale,
it's
which
been so
is
long.
Good stuff.
Good sir.
literally one of the best Batman comics ever made. The artwork, everything about it is just fantastic, and I love to dig this up every couple of years anyway. But after watching Cape Crusader, I didn't have a choice. I was compelled. So good week, short week. Not as much media as I would have liked. Well, I did watch another 20 episodes of My Hero Academia, and I think I only have another 4,000 left to go. So
You'll get there.
yeah.
Tony.
All right. I read some comics this last week on Rob's recommendation. Far Sector, the Green Lantern stuff. Ooh, baby, it was good. Yeah. So this was my first experience with Sojourner Joe
Joe Mullane.
as a character. She's cool. And
She's had a pretty decent role in the recent comics as well. They've brought her a little closer into the fold, and she's become more of a main.
Nice. Okay. She's got an interesting ring, too. Her ring doesn't work like other Green Lantern rings as far as its battery charging and all that kind of jazz. So it's, I liked it. I read, I think it's like 12 issues long or something like that. I read that run. Had a really good time with that. TV shows. I watched 9 out of the 10 episodes of My Adventures with Superman from season 2 this week. Oh man, that's good. Oh, super good as well. So What happened? Was that me?
All Carrie all the time.
Wasn't me.
Anyway, highly recommend that cartoon as well. Even if you're not a Superman fan, it's still, if you're a comic book fan in general, you will like that cartoon. I think it's very good. Also watch the first 4 or 5 episodes of Time Bandits on Apple TV Plus. That's a lot of fun. It's a really good little show.
It is. It's fun.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
exactly the way I describe it to people. It's just fun.
It's a lot of fun. And then what was the other thing? Movies. Did I watch a movie? No. Oh yeah, I did. Spaceman. Any of you guys watch Spaceman?
Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler on Netflix.
No.
No.
What an
Is that the one with the
interesting-
spider?
Yeah. What an interesting, weird, and beautiful movie. It's one of those ones that Adam Sandler does every like 4 or 5 years. He'll do a non-Happy Gilmore style movie. What's Happy Madison Productions? He once in a while he'll do something like that, like Uncut Gems and things like that.
Spanglish.
So yeah, exactly, Spanglish.
Over
And
Me.
this was that one for him. After every 4 or 5 years he does it, and it was good. It's a slow burn for sure. Like the movie is definitely not an action-packed thrill ride, but it's got a lot of introspection. It got a lot of character growth, and I found it thoroughly fascinating the whole time through. So Spaceman on Netflix, highly recommend.
All right.
And I think that is it for me.
Agree with everything said about Cape Crusader. I wish they'd take more chances with it. Be a little bit more daring with it, but I'm satisfied. I'm happy with it.
Well, did you notice that, especially like all of the stories were solid, but the 2 Brubaker episodes were like here.
Oh yeah.
The rest of them were like, they were good. They were really good. And then you get the Brubaker episodes and you're like, I didn't know that it was so much better with gravy.
Yeah.
I do love gravy.
Exactly. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I encourage you to watch out with the captions on. There's a lot of stuff you miss. Time Bandits, fun. There was, one kind of clunker episode. I think it was episode 4. I think it's the one you're on.
That's half
But,
of Next Gen.
Which
it's-
one was that? What time period did they
The
go to?
Prohibition one. I loved the
Oh, yeah.
the idea, but it didn't advance much.
Yeah, we watched that one
There-
last night, I think.
There could have been a lot more there, but
Yeah.
it gets better after that.
It's funny, too. It's a very funny show.
It is. And I watched the first 3 episodes of the final season of Umbrella Academy yesterday. And I'm enjoying it.
Oh, good.
Always, always, always. Last time on Umbrella Academy, watch that. You're going to, because it's been
Gonna
years.
need it. Yep.
Yeah, it's been years. So go ahead and enjoy it. It's actually kind of fun. Do we have any games? Anything?
Oh, games.
Squirrel with a gun out yet?
Funny you should mention that,
Any new
Carrie.
kitty games?
Guess what? Squirrel with a Gun comes out in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. End of August.
Platforms.
Are there any new kitty games?
Now the
coming
problem,
out?
Carrie, the problem you're going to run into, it's
Is-
not on the old Xbox.
It's on,
It's only on the new Xbox.
on the new Xbox. Okay, all right.
Carrie,
New
we have been trying to
PlayStation,
get you to get a new
PC.
Xbox for how long?
And
Listen.
this is the
Hey.
game that's going to do it. Squirrel
Listen,
with a gun.
I'm just waiting for the carnival to come through town so I can knock the milk bottles over and win a new Xbox. That's what I'm doing.
Carrie, I'm afraid to say you're going to have to upgrade that GameCube.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more
I love my
GameCube.
I love my GameCube. Anyway,
Let's see. Also coming out this week, Sam and Max, The Devil's Playhouse Remastered. If you played the old
Nice.
Sam and Max games, you're getting a remake of The Devil's Playhouse.
Love that rabbit.
Yep, that's
Any
pretty
new
good.
kitty games?
Kitty games. Nope. Sorry.
Okay.
you
No
could
kitty
play
games
squirrel
for
with a gun
you.
and pretend it's a kitty with a
You
gun.
could. You could
Okay.
pretend it's Kitty with a gun, yeah.
Kitty with a gun.
Another game coming out called Odada. I don't know what that is. Some indie game. When does this weekend? The 17th? All right, we'll call it. That's enough.
That's good enough.
Good
Yes.
enough.
So it
All
was.
right, all right.
Let's see, Lee, you didn't make it to Deadpool and Wolverine, did you?
We have our tickets for tomorrow at 12:50.
Oh, nice.
Exciting. Okay.
So yeah, I was told by my doctor, because of what I'm medically fragile, that I'm supposed to take precautions. And so, tomorrow's the first day.
Air
that
quotes.
I'm allowed outside.
Precautions.
Allowed outside among the humans.
Among the people. Yeah, all I know is in this house, together ape strong.
Yes.
And but my eagle won't come home.
You just keep singing. Just hold up your arm and keep singing. He'll show up.
Oh, yeah. I don't have that beautiful ape
Okay, we'll
voice.
talk about it in the after party, but we gotta talk about hot ape. Ape hot.
What?
Ape good looking.
Together ape hot.
Together ape hot.
Okay. Let me roll out the psychiatrist couch.
Do I need
We have a
do I
lot
need
to
to
unpack here.
do I need to bring in my wife to talk about how hot Lion-O on Thundercats was?
I'm just saying, the whole
Learning-
technology is getting really good.
I'm just saying we're learning a lot here today. That's what I'm enjoying.
I'm just saying, if they ever make a live-action Thundercats movie where they do a really realistic-looking Lion-O, I'll be a single man. She's gonna leave me to follow that guy.
Oh man.
Rebecca's changing her name to Furiosa.
Hot apes.
Hold on, I got to write that down. Furry
Osa,
Osa. All right.
which is out on Blu-ray in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Good movie.
And
Both Furiosa and Furiosa.
both of them.
Yeah.
You know which one I'll be watching first.
You guys are not prepared.
No, we're not.
All right. We're going to head to the after party, y'all. You can join us right now if you'd like. Geekshowgotthiscovered.com. We're going to watch some trailers and talk about some other stuff all on the way. So join us if you would, please. Live long and prosper, bitches.